Hello everyone, this is FallenDice, and welcome to episode 27 of Burpcraft Feed the Beast with FallenDice. So we are fresh off our new XP room over there, and it's actually been a little while since I've recorded. I recently made a move, so I had some footage kind of saved up, so we're now kind of just getting back after a little bit of a break. But one of the things that we discovered after I finished that was that my world was having a detrimental, I shouldn't say detrimental, but it was having more a bigger effect on the world than most. And I came out here and I tried all kinds of stuff. You know, one of the things out there was that Zycraft tanks were the devil. You know, bad Zycraft tanks. So I came over here and the first thing I tried to do was, you know, break out all my blocks so I could kill these tanks. No noticeable effect whatsoever on my world. Some other things is some people that had a lot of alvearies were saying alvearies were the devil. You know, all these alvearies causing huge problems. So I went through and I took out a block at every one of my alvearies. All floors, you know, basically. So I'm pretty much at the moment of shut down. Figured, okay, is that the problem? No noticeable effect. I mean, I even took out these Zycraft tanks. I'm trying everything. I'm like, what on earth? Why, you know, why am I having such a, you know, huge amount of CPU usage, you know, big time delay on the server? And, you know, and I know that part of the problem in here is just the blocks in general. Apparently all your micro blocks are, you know, treated as entities, and so it has a little bit of a lag on the server in general. It only shows 160 entities, so it's not like I'm super bad. But what's funny is just on a whim, I decided to come over here and break the block that was feeding power into my ME system. And the funny thing is, as soon as I disconnected the power, my server, poof, or my world I should say, suddenly became a lot less taxing on the system. Now what does that mean? And I do have a lot of stuff going. If you look over here, I've got almost 1,500 of the cables, almost 350 of the interfaces, input, output buses, you know, I have a lot of stuff. So apparently, you know, that is a problem. Well, I shouldn't say a problem, but it definitely, if you have multiple people doing this, can definitely start to work on a server. So, you know, for a while I was working on some other things, I basically just cut this and removed power to my ME system. The unfortunate parts of that are, if we come back in here, since I've basically tied everything in my base to ME, obviously that's going to have an effect because, oops, let me go back up here. My lava production depends on ME. We go up top, you know, I've got all of my centrifuges, which are basically converting my simmering comb into phosphorus, which is then turned into lava, depends on ME. So right now I've got all my engines shut off, so I'm not using up the lava. And when with that piece missing there, I wasn't really doing anything with this either. However, now that I've turned it back on, and I'm not sure where this one was going. Some of these will be still full, others are actually going somewhere. But yeah, once this runs out, then once again I'm going to be powerless. So what I've decided is, in this episode, this is going to be kind of a fix-it episode. We're going to be doing some things. First, I'm going to go back, I'll do this off camera, but I'm going to create all my Zycraft tanks again. Because as they didn't seem to have an effect on it, I do like to have the use of these items. I'm also going to go and reconnect my alvearies so I can turn my engines back on and continue feeding my ME system while I'm using it. Now what I am thinking of doing, and this might be almost an episode of its own, but the possibility of trying to make this whole system here separate. I don't need to keep any of my excess phosphorus, any of my excess combs, anything like that. They don't need to be part of my regular system. I don't think, you know, and maybe make two separate systems. So the this here will just be on its own. And again, I don't think I'm going to do that this episode because that's going to be a lot of work, rerunning cables, separating this from the system and stuff like that. Because the problem is I still need to make sure that I can access both systems from in here. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. But what I do want to worry about, again, after putting all this stuff together, is I need a way to shut my system off. So that I do want to do. And so I'm going to believe there's ways of turning our turn this on and off, whether it's going to be to turn off the system itself that powers it, or if, to turn off the power at the actual cable coming in, or we'll figure it out. I'm going to do some research to figure out the easiest way is. We're going to use some of the wireless redstone, and we're going to basically have shut-off switches all through the base. So I'll have a shut-off switch that's right here or somewhere nearby here, so if I just need to come and craft something real fast while I have this part of the system turned off, flip the switch, access my crafting and storage, and then I can turn it back off again. And I'm also thinking I mean, this would be the perfect central place to have it, but I don't really have a area around here. Okay. Yeah, I don't really have an area here to set up a functioning control panel here. And the same thing down here. I've really used up this area. Oh, and I've also I did add in a little bit of color on the floor here. That it has been a little bit. Charging stations. So if you're here, you can basically put your items in and get your stuff charged. There's our anvils. Okay, I'll have to work on... Oh, dirt. I just put my jetpack in there. Alright, so where was I? Distracted here. So yeah, as much as I would like to do it here, and by the way, this is a new feature RenEvo put in there. He put in a little I don't know what you'd call that, but basically you don't have to throw everything in your inventory and then put it in here. It just goes straight from your inventory, which is awesome. Alright, so anyways, and actually, yeah, here's all my books now, labeled, set up, so I pretty much have just every enchant that is possible now. I spent a while going through all the different protections. These are all armor stuff over here and a couple empty spots for future. And then I put in all of the, these are all the different Thermalcraft stuff here. So, I do need a central control place. So, where do I want to put that? I have lots of stuff that's going to be going in the future here. I need to figure that out. I don't know, maybe one of these. I had thought that I was going to do something like Industrialcraft crops on all four of these, using those, so I don't know. I think maybe what I should do is put it up in here. If this is my main base area here. Maybe right here. I can put my control panel or something right here, and I can add on to it as we go. So that'll work, okay. So we'll put the control panel there, hooked up with wireless redstone. So as I do more and more things, when I flip the switches, I can turn different parts of my base are going to be able to be turned on and off, including all of my chunk loaders, which I'll be putting in. I had some chunk loaders in here before, and that was another thing I thought maybe we were having issues with. And I've been told that basically if you're going to chunk load your area, you pretty much need to chunk load the entire area, having different parts of it, because if they're interconnected, it starts making these orphan chunks, which start to really cause havoc and problems. So what I'm probably going to do is go underneath here and underground set up an entire network of chunk loaders to basically chunk load my entire base down here. And then again, have each one of those hooked up to one of the frequencies, so I can flip a switch and I can basically turn off all my chunk loaders. So if I'm not doing something in my base, I'm off doing something, you know, with the guys or in spawn or whatever, I can basically shut it all down, and that way it won't have an effect on the server. And the final thing, and we'll see how much of this we actually get to, but I alluded to this in my when I built this thing here. These are still having issues. It's still flinging bees all over the place and stuff. So what I did find out is basically if it's a an APR's pipe going in to here and then another pipe coming out of it, so I can either use a different pipe to get to here and then the APR's pipe down here to basically be the control part. But if I say any bees inside here and anything else coming out, it's going to try and put bees in first. If it can't put the bees in there, then the secondary thing is going to be the out, and that's going to go through here. And that way I won't have to worry at all about this problem with these bees flying everywhere. So I do want to go through and change and adjust and fix this, and then we'll see how if I can maybe tighten this up and make it a little bit neater. But again, that'll be like the last project if I get all this other stuff done. So anyway, first off, I'm going to go back and I'm going to re-put together all my stuff in my base. We'll get this whole thing running again. And then I'm going to do a little research, and I'll come back when I've decided exactly how I want to initially turn off just the entire ME system as a whole. And then we can start getting a little bit deeper from there. So anyway, I will be back in a few, and we'll get to work. Okay, so we are back, and here's what I've come up with. So we're going to start off first with our wireless receivers and transmitters. So, actually, let's... Oh, I just forget how crazy fast my pick is. Alright, so we're going to have our wireless transmitter here, and our wireless receiver here. And then, let's see, I do need a block. So let's get this back down here, because the plan is to use buttons. And the reason for buttons is it's going to allow us to do a bit more as far as how we operate this thing. So, let's see. I do need a button too. I need a few buttons. I need a few more buttons. Let's make 10. They should be quick. There we go. Okay, good. Alright, so we're going to run our... I think... Oh, I grabbed the wrong wire. Like, why is it not working? Is it alloy? I am not prepared. I thought I actually already had the wire I needed. Red pipe wire, red pipe wire. No. Okay, let's look this up real fast. It's red alloy wire, and that's just, okay, so that's easy enough to do. So we'll just grab 3. Actually, I only need 1 piece of that. Do I still have? I do. Good. Throw this in here real quick. Make a recipe. And then we can move on. And then I will show you here why we are doing it this way. Oops, and I tried to grab the wrong wire again. Alright. So once again, running it down. Okay. Now we'll put our button here. There we go. There's a reason for the button, and that is the remote. And I'm suppose there's a way to make it so that when you do this, oh good grief, they're not personals. Okay, let's see. We're gonna run in the 5. I guess we'll go with 600 range. All right, so 601 is going to be ME on // off. Okay, set it in there, and we're good. Now we're going to come into here, and I clicked on that, and it's automatically put it in there. We're going to come over here, and the same. So now if I click it, you can see how it's on for a little bit, but that's all. We'll go ahead and run some alloy wire here to demonstrate again. But yeah, you can see that only while I'm holding it is it on. And I don't know if there's a way to maybe make that, but the thing is it makes this easy to use and set up with buttons, because we have another cool little feature, which is this toggle latch. Nope. I think I need to go this way or this way. You know, I bet you if I had just brought this out, I probably could have spun it around. Nope. Okay. All right. Anyway, so now we'll come back. We'll get our alloy wire going again. And now when we click it, it's on. Click it again, it's off. And technically, if we ran another wire over here, we could have two separate outputs. But now I can just use this remotely from anywhere I want to turn on and off. In addition, I can come over here, push our button, now we're on, push our button, now we're off. So I can set this little setup here anywhere I want in the entire base, and it's still going to power this, or I can run around with this and do the same thing. Now we come into here, and we're going to have to do a little destruction in here to be able to get at everything we need to. Let's see, I have three redstone energy cells that we're using to power everything. And the cool thing about all of this is, and let's go ahead and make this so we can do this all the way across. Redstone will turn off these energy cells. So all we need to do now is let's go ahead and get ourselves a wireless receiver. There we go. And our redstone alloy wire. Do I need to actually do it on you? Well, we'll find out shortly. Let's make sure we get all of these. Maybe I should go this way so that I can make sure it's coming in on that. And then the same thing come over here. Now I know with redstone it works, but we're trying this with the redstone alloy wire. Alright, so right now I have access to my terminal. If I flip the switch, this... Oh, nope, I gotta power this on first. Okay. And actually, I gotta get my toggle. So let's see. I want to make it so you're an output. Nope, and that means I want to do it from this way. Okay, there we go. Alright. One bit of wire and our receiver, and we'll match you up. So there you go. So right now, we've got powers going into all of these. So technically, I should not... Yep, no signal. Okay, I have effectively shut off my ME system right now. Now, if I click my wireless... Okay. That wasn't correct. Oops. Oh, come on. Still probably not the same. Nope. Needs to come in from this side. There we go. And then technically you need to come in from one of the sides. Okay. There we go. Alright, so let's try this again. We'll get out of here. Currently, no access. We'll flip our switch. Why are you not? Oh, is it facing the wrong direction? Man, there's all... Well, as you can see, I haven't done a lot with this kind of stuff yet. There we go. And that makes sense, I guess. Alright, one last try. Now when we flip this, after we set it up again, there we go. Okay, so now there's nothing there. I have access to my system. Flip it again. No access. Alright, good to go. Okay, so at the moment, and I can get rid of all this now. This was just a setup. But basically, we are set up to basically turn on and off our ME system by remote. Now what I want to do is I want to set something up here to do it manually. And wonder if I can... I wonder. Let's see, let's take you. And, well, let's find out. Where's my saw? There we go. Alrighty. Do I have one in my... Before I make one, I want to make sure I don't already have one. Nope, doesn't look like I do. Okay. So let's make one real quick. Hopefully I can... Oops. I can make facades out of this wood. No. Well, that would have been cool, but not. Oops. It would have been cool if I could have just oops, made facades around it and ran the redstone alloy wire up the middle. There we go. Gotcha. Alright, well, let me think about this. Let me find another spot to put this. I want a nice little push button here, just in the event that I maybe die or something and I need to come back and turn this on. I want to have right around here. So, let me play around with this a little bit. I'm going to cover this as well, and then I will be back shortly. Alright, so we've added in a an emergency on-off here. So this basically is about to be covered up with our micro blocks here. Can't tell what's there, although actually I do need to make you actually with a different type of micro block. Let's see. I need one of you and one of you. Quick and easy, simple enough. Let's see, you're the smooth stone, you go up there, and you there. Alright, so basically, I just had access to it. Oh, there we go. Takes a sec. Alright, now we have no access. She's turned off. And as we can see now there. So we'll come back over here. And come back, and it takes a little bit. But now everything is turned off and we are good to go. Alright, so we are now, again like I said, I can now turn this off from here and remotely. Now my next thing is, this is the entire system as a whole, but I would like to maybe be able to turn off parts of it. Like say, the tree section. Why are you? We've got plenty of everything that we need. Why are you not? Oh, duh. I keep forgetting because I was creative as I set this up. So basically, once my wood hits a certain level, it sends a signal underneath the farm here to turn it off. So once I use up enough wood that I actually need more jungle wood, the signal will get sent through. It'll start to replant all the humus, and trees and start to harvest again. Right now, I do need oak, so that's why that's working. But the pine and the jungle are not. It looks like birch as well. Cool. I don't know if I need to be able to turn this off or not though, because that's kind of on its own. Oh yes. There was another thing I'd thought of doing. Let's get back underneath here. Okay. Alright, so right now it's turned off. Okay, let's make some more room under here because we're definitely going to need it. Okay, so yes, everything is turned off right now, but while this is all turned off, my bees aren't harvesting. And I don't mind so much for, say, the phosphorus ones and everything, but like for my iron and things like that. It wouldn't be a bad idea to at least have this thing power on for a little bit every so often to at least empty out all my alvearies and apiaries. So actually the next thing we need to do is we need to make another redstone item. And actually let me show you. I forgot I didn't even show you what the items I made. So let's do that real fast. But we're going to put a timer in here. And that timer is going to basically go off, like, say, every 5 or 10 minutes. And it'll actually be on for, you know, maybe 5 seconds. Long enough to empty out all the alvearies, and then it'll shut back off. And so our system will stay off, but it'll be, you know, it'll come on long enough to harvest things. So here we are. Wireless receiver, wireless transmitter. I'm sure most of you have already seen this. Receiver, oh, we'll go transmitter first. The transmitter is just a stone wafer and a stone wire, which is made with the stone wafer and the redstone. Obsidian stick, just made with obsidian. And our wireless transceiver is made with a obsidian stick and then a aether pearl, which is just glowstone, redstone, and then ender pearl. Wireless is all the same except for this receiver dish, which takes that wireless transceiver we had before and puts it on top of a stone bowl, which is simply made with 3 pieces of stone. Nice and easy. The remote was actually rather easy as well. Again, the wireless transceiver and a single button. Pretty cool. And then the last thing that I had used was our toggle latch. Show that real quick. Another easy to make one. And that was made with those stone wafers and the stone wires, a lever, and then this new one, which is a stone cathode, which was just redstone torch over wafer. All real simple, real easy to make. Put them in here so I can auto-craft everything. That's all we needed to do for this. But now what we want to do is, let's go back into here. And we're going to go into our red power only. And let's get into here. So we have timer. That's a possibility. Sequencer, state cell, gate. And actually I think it's probably just going to be the timer. Pretty sure. I mean, I could do randomizer, but I don't need randomizer. I actually kind of wanted that to set things. So yes, let's go to timer. So I've already got the stone wafers and the stone wires and the stone cathode. So what I need now is the stone anode and a stone pointer. So the stone anode is 3 stone wafers with redstone. So we can do that real quick over here. So let's put that in real fast. Just need 1 and redstone wire, or redstone. And actually, I'm gonna do this real fast off camera. I'll be right back. Alright, and we got our timer made, and the only one I didn't really go over, we'd already known these ones. We had the stone pointer, which is just the redstone torch and a wafer. And we already gone over that one. Yep, everything else was made. So yeah, that was pretty quick and easy. So now let's go ahead and drop back down. And we're going to put this on the after side. We don't want us to actually toggle it anymore. We just want it to power it. So hopefully this is the direction we want, or do we need to make more? These and their pointers. Okay, when it hits it, okay, looks like it's coming off from there. So we could actually do that. Okay, good. Alright, so now we want this one 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Looks like it doesn't give me the option of how long it lasts. So right now it's going off every minute. What else do we have in here? Do we have something that can actually make it last longer? Simply. Pulse former. That looks promising. Buffer gate, possible. All right, let me look at these two real fast and see if either one of these is going to help us out, and then I'll be right back. All right, so did a bit of work and playing around, but we've got it figured out. And the key to this is state cells. And I'd actually used these on my cow farm way back when we first started the Feed the Beast, or the Burpcraft Feed the Beast server. So basically what happens right now, and I have it turned off because when we're actually using this in normal mode, like I've got this turned on, I don't want this thing to be toggling, because the issue was when this is turned off and these are powered, I actually have to find a way to unpower them to turn it back on. So just running it directly into here wasn't going to work. I had to actually toggle this. So how I did that is I've got a timer here set at 300 seconds or 5 minutes. So every 5 minutes it's going to send a signal into this state cell. When it receives a power or a redstone signal, it will then send out a 1 second pulse. I could send out a half a second pulse or 3 tick pulse. It wouldn't matter. It just needs enough to come through here to change the state of the state cell. This toggle. In addition, it sends us another signal over here to this state cell, which is set to 5 seconds. So after 5 seconds of this being on, because this is this one here will toggle this one off. So now we're going to be able to access the ME system, and that means that all of our alvearies and stuff will work. After 5 seconds, when this one ends its timer, it will turn off. I'm sorry, it will send out a signal of its own, which is going to come through and toggle this one again, and that will turn everything back off. So I can demonstrate right now. If I turn this here, right now we got this powered, so everything's off, but we've also, because this is into a toggle as well, our timer's now working. And again, it's going to take 5 minutes to get around, but after 5 minutes, and that's actually, let's drop that down just long enough to watch it. I'll bring it back up again in a little bit here. So we'll bring it down to 10 seconds. There we go. And that's a lot quicker to watch. And why? Oh, because I had that in my hand. Okay. Alright, so now it's going around, and in 10 seconds we're going to basically start our signal through here. So we're getting closer. We'll watch, and you can see we got serious lag going because it's jumping back and forth. But there we go. We've hit that. So it's turned off. Everything's good to go. And this one's now moving. When it reaches its final point, it'll send that signal again. And there we are. Now they're locked again. And we haven't changed the fact that we want this on a lockdown. But at the point right now, it's every 10 seconds. We'll put this back up to 5 minutes. So now basically if I leave or go somewhere else and turn off my ME system, either via this, or if we head back over here, there we go, via this one, which also has a wireless signal as well now. So everything's the same. I don't have a separate path now going through here. It's all together. So if I basically turn off my ME system, I now have a way to just periodically, for a few seconds, turn it on. That way I can still empty out my bees. So that's good. So let me see what I want to do next here. Now that we've got this all taken care of and I'm actually comfortable with this. Yeah, let me take a peek and I'll be right back. Alright, so I don't think I have enough time for another large project, but we do, however, have time to start working on this control panel. Now the only issue with the control panel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we come over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, drives RenEvo nuts, but there actually is issues with the size of this room. So there's no way I'm ever going to come in and completely slide this whole thing over and then slide those back. That's there may be some people that freaks them out to that extent, but for me, I'm okay. So what I think we're going to do is maybe we'll just line it up with this. So this is an odd number here, so we're just going to go with that. So coming through here, all right, there's our center. Let's see, so I think these are supposed to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Just to center the room again. So obviously that's just going to go over by 1. And the same. And yeah, 2 versus 3. Whatever. Okay. So the plan then is going to be, I am not going to have everything right next to each other for the simple fact that I have an abundance of space with which to do stuff with. So if I were to say try and put it all into one spot or all next to each other, it'd be a sadly tiny little wall. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and I don't know how many we're actually going to go with. But where I've got the holes, that's where we're going to go with our decorative again. Alright. Let's see, we need buttons. And this is another one of the reasons why I decided to go with this, is because I can use buttons. I think it's cool having, you know, levers and all, but I would prefer buttons just because they're, you know, I just prefer them. Alright, so we'll set these on this. Oops, what am I doing? I'm already putting it in the wrong spot. We'll put these on the bottom layer. That way we can put our indicator above it. Now the only thing with buttons is, obviously I can hit the button and it'll light it up, but it won't keep it lit. So for that we're going to have to, we'll have to do something a little different. 4. Yeah, these are all there. Okay. Yeah, so we'll have to maybe, we'll work on that as we get to that point. Let's see. I'll have to make lamps. I'm going to have to make some colored lamps for this. Probably green and green to be on. And then when it's not on, it won't be. That'll work. Just clean up all these blocks. And I saw what RenEvo did. And I'm not trying to recreate something like that. Something to that crazy extent. That's my whole plan for this, is that it's going to be fairly simpler to do and easy to expand on. And that's the other thing. As I come up with more things, or as I fix more things, I want to be able to easily expand or adjust it. So basically that is our, we'll start with our first one. So we're going to go dead center. He's going to be our master. So right now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, so he's 5. Okay. Alright, you're running down here, and what my goal is that is going to go to a wireless transmitter. And the cool part about this is that's kind of how I can also solve this. Alright, do I have any lamps whatsoever? Okay, well, how do we make a lamp? Let me do that real fast. Oh, because I'm over here. There we go, lamp. Let's see, so if I wanted to make, say, a... I don't want an inverted green lamp, I want a green lamp. Lumar. Okay. Cactus green, glowstone, and redstone. Do I have all that? Alright, let's take half a stack of that. Glowstone. Let's just go ahead and we'll take a few of those and we'll make it ourselves. Actually, I think now that I think about it, I can craft it. So let's just make a stack of it. Wait for that to happen. What else did I need? And redstone. I need more redstone. Grab you for now. Grab another stack of redstone. Excess we'll put in there. Okay. And then I need glass panes. And then this is definitely another recipe that's going to be going in the auto crafting. Just for now, I just want to make some real quick. Okay, so cactus green. I'll have to cook it, don't I? Do I not have that recipe? I don't. Alright, you know what? Let me go through this recipe in, and I will be right back. Okay, we got our green lamp in, and we'll be putting more of those in as well. And I may put something else that we have the actual button on. But for now, what we plan on doing, and apparently I put the wireless receivers back, and actually I need the ally wire as well. Okay, good. So what we're gonna do, don't want you, oh, I know what I do. That's simple enough, actually. All I need is one of you. There we go. Boom. Okay, so then we'll run you up to here. Plug you into there. And let's see. Then we just need to make you 602. No, you're 601. You're our main power. Okay. I don't even know why all I could have used is this then. Alrighty. Oh, but no. Nope. Because you're only flash. Okay, let's... We will use you anyway, but we're going to use a toggle again. And I don't know if this is actually putting, like going above and beyond what is really necessary for this. Because, you know, this is like, you know, yeah. Like I said, I saw what RenEvo did on his, and so yeah, I think we're probably pretty good to go now. Is that? I think I still have it backwards. Nope. Okay, we're good. Sweet. Alrighty. So now. Nope. Darn it. Okay, you actually are going to need to come off the side. Okay. There we go. Alright. Simple enough, and the thing is, in the next one, it'll basically come this way. So I'm probably going to need to use more of the, I'll use more of the panel strips down the side to separate it. But, there we go. Because we made it too wide, that works just fine. Now the question is, okay, right now I can't access it, which is good, because we want to have it, when it's turned on, the light should be there. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Again, we can access it. So let's go up. We'll hit the button to turn it off. And voila. No access to my system. Hit the button again. And we're good to go. Okay, good. So our first one is now complete. I just need a sign. So let's grab one sign. Now I could place it right on the actual master on/off switch. And unfortunately it's kind of blocking our light, which I don't like. So maybe what we'll do, there we go, we'll put it above it. So then we'll do master on slash off switch. There we go. And that is the first part, and then as we add in more stuff, we'll start to set them into there. But for now, we basically have 3 ways now to turn my ME system off. The master switch right here, and I will make a linking book that brings us right to this point here, so from anywhere in my base I can just click my portal room book and then hit the portal to take me into here just for quick travel. So that turns it off, the wireless turns it off, and then the button over there. Alright, so now what I need to do is I'm going to need to do some planning on how I want to compartmentalize some of my ME. So I've got the, you know, the master reset, which will turn everything off. But I'd like to be able to set it up so I can still access, say, my storage and crafting with everything else in the amount around me turned off. And as well, yes, that's the next thing. Alright, so we'll probably start with that in the next episode, because I know I'm probably getting long here. But let's see. Sign. We're going to put in signs for the things we know we're going to be doing. Chunk loaders. Alright. B processing. Something having to do with all the bees and stuff upstairs. I can still have everything routing through without... We'll see. I'm going to have to come up with some way of how I want to do that. But for now, we got the bees. So let's... I guess we can put one in each one for now. Just... I hate how everything has to be even. Okay. Or at least the obvious things, the things that I can blatantly see. Alright, so chunk loaders, master on-off switch, B processing. I don't want to mess with the trees over there. Because, like I said, the thing with the trees is they only turn on when they're needed. If they're not needed, they'll actually shut themselves off. Same with the laser room over there. It's kind of on its own. I think for now that'll do. We're gonna leave space for more stuff to be added. It doesn't have to all be done right away. But so in our next episode, B processing and chunk loaders. Chunk loaders we'll do to set up so everything's loaded, and then we're gonna kind of do how we do our bees to kind of maybe find a more efficient way of doing it without having the whole system loaded down. Like I said, right now, although right now we're pretty good with the system the way it is. Power. Yes, power. There's a good one. We'll leave that there for the moment just as something. Power. Master. Control. Alright, for now. Basically we'll be able to turn the power system on and off. So right now I've got switches over there, but I'd like to be able to come in and hit a button and turn all my power generation on or off. That would be a good one to have. And that will be an easy one to do. What else can I think of? And then I start to wander through. B processing is kind of all this stuff. So I can... You know, I probably can find... I think there's a way to connect multiple ME systems. So what I could do is maybe have all my B processing on a separate system. And then connect it to the main system to transport items back and forth. I'll look into that. I think that's it for now. As I come up with more stuff, though, we'll definitely add it in. But this is good for now. So, anyway, so this has been a semi-long, rambling episode, but we're in the process of trying to get things under control. So hopefully these are going to make make a good dent in the effect that my area is having on the server, and allow us to still have fun without making it tougher on other people. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.